and started a slow shuffle over to the window.
Be right there, sweet pea. Hang on.
He grinned.
This is quite the pickle you've gotten yourself into.
I kicked my feet in the air with a grunt. Can we save the jokes for when I'm right side up? Cackling, Grandpa Walt grabbed the waistband of my pants and yanked me forward. I popped through the gap and tumbled onto the floor with a crash. I lay spread-eagled on the rug, catching my breath. A few clonks and bruises, but I'd live. The rubbery tip of a cane poked at my nose.
And why couldn't you use the front door?
Nurse Edie was on the desk. You'd think the overlord of Shady Elms would take Saturday off, but apparently not. I dusted off my knees and stood up, only to pause at the look on Grandpa's face. The one he gets when he's trying to figure out the pieces he's forgotten and doesn't want me to know. If anyone's going to enforce the no kids visiting alone after 6 p.m. rule, it's the big boss lady, right? I prompted him with a little smile.
Right,
he said slowly, bushy eyebrows straining under the weight of his creased forehead. And we have important work to do, I continued, for project validation. Grandpa's eyes lit up at that. Back in familiar territory. We'd been working on project validation since I was 6 years old. Project goals included proving that Grandpa Walt was telling the truth about meeting an alien 30 years ago, and that Dad's been super wrong by not being on board with the whole project from the start. I might not have told Grandpa about that second part. Today was the first day of summer vacation, prime time to work on project validation, and nothing, not visitation rules or disapproving dads, was going to stand in the way. A lively knock sounded at Grandpa's door before it swung open, and a hand patted the wall to flip on the living room light. The hulking figure in the doorway grinned down at me.
Lemon!
Sully, Grandpa's best friend, bellowed as he strode into the room. He and Grandpa made quite the pair in what I secretly thought of as their old man uniforms. Lumpy blue-gray sweater, khaki pants, and a well-worn pair of house slippers. They could almost be twins, except for the fact that Sully was a foot taller and bald as an egg. Grandpa Walt had known Sully for years before he moved into the home. It had made the change easier and cheered him up to see a familiar face on arrival back in October. So much so that he looped Sully in on project validation. Unfortunately, Sully wasn't the most subtle team member.
Checking in with Team Greeny and reporting for duty.
He knocked off a salute.
What's on the agenda today?
Sully, it's awesome to have your help, but seriously, please, I begged. A little quieter? He slapped a hand over his mouth and gave me a thumbs up. Also, I couldn't help adding, it's project validation.
You're no fun,
he said, laughing when I rolled my eyes.
Now spill, what's the plan?
Well, I said, considering Nurse Edie's out front.
Right.
Sully snapped his fingers.
I'll go take watch,
he said, heading for the door.
You can count on me, Team Gree.
Thank you, bye-bye. I herded him the rest of the way out. Grandpa chuckled as he leaned over his cane.
What about the rest of Team Greeny?
Don't you start too. A team of goofballs. The rest of project validation will be getting our plan in place so we can make the most of the next few weeks.
Let's hop to it then,
Grandpa Walt said, and I answered his grin with a huge one of my own. Time to find our aliens. We had our system down to a science. Everything in its proper secret hiding place. Grandpa Walt reached under his chair cushion to pull out